There's so many mistakes. He's just doing f***ing random ass jump combos. Is this like Dogs Are Life on an ult right now? I'm so confused. What am I fighting? What the f*** am I fighting? Someone explain me this right now. What the f*** am I fighting? Jump, jump, jump. It f***ing works. How does it work? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. What the f*** am I fighting? He jumps like this. I don't f***ing understand. He's practically bee-hopping. I don't know what to tell you. He's the best f***ing spacebar player I've ever f***ing seen in my whole f***ing life. I don't f***ing understand. I don't f***ing understand. That was you?
Whether genuine or satirical, I've been requested by dozens of players throughout the month asking me to teach them how to do these jump combos that I do in UHC Duels. So as a whole, I finally decided to create a guide revealing all the necessary methods and factors to consider in order to complete a proper UHC Duels style jump combo. Before we get started though, please consider subscribing if you love Minecraft PvP content, as I work hard to produce great videos for a growing audience. Also, don't forget to leave a like if this video helps you out or if you simply enjoyed this content. Before we get into the guide, I'd like to prove why I qualified to make this video to begin with. For over 9 months, I've been practicing these jump combos, and most significantly, I've improved enough to be able to get hits like these. Although I'm not the greatest UHC Duels player, knowing how to jump combo has provided me a unique impression in the community, and doing them has allowed me to clutch several times in my gameplay, just like this. Anyway, with that, let's get straight into the insights on how to jump combo. The types of jump combos. In Minecraft PvP, there are 2 main ways to perform a jump combo on another player. The more commonly known version is used for game modes such as boxing, in which you only get 1 hit per jump. Here's an example. However, the version I'm teaching you today are the UHC Duel style jump combos, which grant you 2 hits per jump, allowing you to get 1 regular hit and 1 critical hit. This type of jump combo occurs seemingly faster than the other style from your opponent's perspective, and with proper strafing may cause your opponent to continuously miss their rods as you crit them in a temporary combo lock. The alternate jump combo style, in which you only get 1 hit per jump, grants less flexibility in terms of fast strafing, thereby forcing you to be an easier target for your opponent to aim their rod. With this established, let's review the common movement patterns seen in the UHC Duel style jump combo. From here, whenever I use the term jump combo, I will always be referring to the UHC Duel style jump combo, which means 2 hits per jump. Understanding the movement pattern. When performing a jump combo, the general idea is to get your first hit upon a W tap or sprint reset hit, and your second hit on a strafe key or non-sprint reset hit. In other words, the idea can be known as more KB than less KB, and that accounts for the 2 hits of a singular jump combo. The default pattern compatible with the KB on most servers or practice PvP ladders is going to be getting a hit on W, then a hit on A if you're strafing left, or D if you're strafing right. Then you repeat this, such as the following: W, A, W, A, or W, D, W, D. Notice how I'm dealing the main KB on my first hit and significantly less KB on the second hit. In other words, I am dealing the main KB on my forward motion hit on W, then manipulating my movement to deal less KB by hitting my opponent without resetting my sprint on the strafe hit. In a real match situation, by strafing, you provide yourself a better opportunity to hold this combo lock whilst they miss their rods. Going back to the less optimal style of jump comboing, in which you only hit once per jump and are constantly heading right into your opponent, there will be a higher risk of losing your combo if your movement is predictable, as it would be significantly easier for your opponent to land their rods. Understanding when and how to hit. Now that you understand the basic concept of the movement pattern for the UHC Duel style jump combo, it's necessary to know approximately when you should be hitting your opponent during a jump combo. For instance, if you hit your opponent too early, you may knock them too far away for you to be able to land a subsequent hit. Alternatively, if you hit your opponent too late, you risk messing up your spacing and getting hit back, thereby losing the combo. Therefore, understanding when to hit is essential. Assume that you've started a jump combo. Once again, each jump will consist of 2 hits. Now, on the first hit, imagine the trajectory of your player to be a parabola that opens downwards. Here, there will be a segment in which your player's velocity is accelerating upwards and one where it's accelerating downwards. But in the middle of this time range, your upwards velocity will decrease until reaching 0 as the concept of gravity in the game pulls you downwards. Of course, thereafter, your velocity will be a value going downwards. The point in which your vertical velocity reaches 0 in either the upwards or downwards direction is the peak of your trajectory, or the vertex of the parabola. With reference to this graph, you'll want to get your first hit only after reaching this point. To properly complete this type of jump combo, for each first hit, you must never hit your opponent whilst your player is still traveling upwards, or you may knock them too far. On the other hand, you don't want to be traveling downwards for too long before hitting your opponent for the first hit, or you may mess up your spacing and end up jumping right into your opponent. So, make sure you get your first hit only after reaching the vertex of your player's trajectory, and also get this hit immediately. In other words, get your first hit when it seems like your player is no longer traveling upwards and has just begun to travel downwards. After getting this hit, assuming it's done correctly, you may notice that your opponent takes enough KB for you to not get hit back yourself. In this position, what can you do? If you move inwards, you'll just get hit before you can get the second hit. If you stop moving, you'll probably also get hit due to being an easy target. That's why you'll want to strafe in this position, which is what you'll want to do on your second hit. For the second hit, acknowledge that hitting your opponent upon a W tap or sprint reset hit can cause them to get knocked out of your combo, leaving you with only 2 hits before losing a combo lock. Therefore, make sure to hit your opponent without resetting your sprint on the second hit of this type of jump combo. In other words, make sure to purposefully deal less KB on the second hit. Notice that when I do this, the player on the receiving end does not take enough KB to get knocked out of the combo lock, but they still experience enough knockback which allows your own player to avoid getting hit in return, especially whilst you aren't moving forwards on the second hit. After this second hit, the jump combo resets to a neutral position, and your third hit would then become your subsequent first hit. Simply rinse and repeat the steps. Jump in to get hit number 1 as soon as you're no longer traveling upwards, and then get hit number 2 just as your player lands from the jump on a strafe key, such as on A or D. Continue doing this and it provides the opportunity for an indefinite combo lock. But let's go back to the opening concern. How do you start a jump combo to begin with, now that you know how to hold one? How to start a jump combo. To start a jump combo, you must exercise your spacing in rod PvP to be well enough in which you are able to get a hit on your opponent after jumping right into them. Obviously, you have to make sure that they won't be able to reach you as you get this first jump hit, so you'll have to rod enough to get into such a position. The method to perform this step is highly ambiguous and more advanced, so I will be explaining it in a later section of this video. Now, assuming that you've rodded enough to break your opponent's momentum, the first hit you get must be from at least 2.5 blocks away. You may practice with a reach display mod. Initially, if it's too difficult to start a jump combo on a spot, you may also start performing a jump combo in the midst of a regular combo. However, likewise, you must get a hit from at least 2.5 blocks away from your opponent for them to be unable to hit you back after you jump towards them. Nonetheless, this hit now becomes your first hit of the jump combo. That means your next hit should be the second hit. Then, rinse and repeat. Follow your intuition with respects to the insights presented in the previous section, understanding when and how to hit. With this all done correctly, you will be able to successfully perform a jump combo. How to click for a jump combo. This is a fairly quick and intuitive concept. Because you'll want to get your first hit at only a specific point of your player's trajectory, which is right after your player stops moving upward, it's optimal to hit select for your jump combos. The second hit, which occurs on a strafe key, should happen immediately after the first, so you do not need to hit select that hit. In other words, hit select every first hit and continue clicking until you get the second hit. Then, stop clicking, rod if you must, and hit select your next first hit. Here, when I mention hit select, I'm simply referring to the idea of clicking only when you need to. Flexibility in a jump combo. Now that you know the basic concept of a jump combo, acknowledge that there are several combinations in which you can be hitting either of the WA or WD keys. For instance, what if your opponent is taking too much KB or holding their S key? If you move to the side right after getting your first hit, you won't even be able to reach them for the second hit. Alternatively, what if your opponent is great at rodding and they continuously land a rod on your player every time you even attempt to hold a jump combo just because your movement is too simplified? Therefore, in instances like these, you'll have to make changes to the original movement pattern in this type of jump combo to account for such factors. Let's review the solution to the first scenario, in which your opponent is taking too much KB. Simply don't let go of your W key for the second hit. This works because if you choose to hold down W, you won't be dealing more knockback on the second hit if you aren't resetting your sprint. You're simply adding to your player's forwards momentum, which directly accounts for thrusting your player closer to your opponent if they are being knocked further away from you. Both factors cancel out and you will be able to continue to perform a correct jump combo without being disturbed by such circumstances. Now let's review the solution to the second scenario, in which you'll want to strafe significantly more. This is specifically more applicable when you have the Speed 1 effect provided by the golden heads in Hypixel UHC Duels. Here, you'll want to get your first hit diagonally, relative to your opponent, making it harder for them to aim at you as you will be also moving slightly more in the sideways direction. For example, this means getting your first hit holding W and A instead of just holding W, or W and D if you're strafing right. Then, get your second hit as usual, but don't let go of your strafe key. You may notice that you will be strafing significantly faster by keeping your strafe key held down. Keep holding it down even as you're getting your next first hit. All that you're doing at this point is pressing W then spacebar immediately after, in a controlled manner, whilst holding down A, per se, or D if you're strafing right. Now, your jump combo will look and work out in the same way as your original pattern, only your player's trajectory seems to be significantly rounder. In other words, you will be strafing significantly more in the sideways direction. Finally, acknowledge the ambiguous case for these keystrokes. You may choose to use the opposite strafe key to cancel out your sideways momentum going one way in the midst of a jump combo. You may also press your W and A keys per se at a random rate to adjust how much you are strafing or moving forwards. This is all to account for random and ambiguous situations, in which if you had not made these slight adjustments to your movement, you may risk getting hit due to bad positioning and ultimately risk losing the jump combo right away. This ambiguous case is extremely complex and will most likely take time for you to be able to understand and implement such rapid adjustments to your movement. If you'd like a good reference for a player who performs this ambiguous keystroke adjustment successfully during a jump combo, watch the pack showcase combotages from the channel of the player Bloj, or something such as his levitating hitsync montage, and notice how he implements these insights intuitively in his keystrokes. However, regardless of all, it is not recommended to use the S key during a jump combo. The correct momentum pattern to achieve this type of jump combo requires that you're either moving forwards, sideways, or forwards and sideways, but never backwards. If you use the S key and accidentally begin to move backwards whilst performing this type of jump combo, you may immediately lose your combo as your momentum breaks towards the negative direction of forwards. Recall the concept that states that the faster a player is moving, the harder it is for them to be comboed. Alternatively, the slower a player is moving, the easier it is for them to be comboed. When it is easier for your player to be comboed, it will also be easier for you to lose the jump combo in turn. Therefore, if you begin to use the S key to move backwards during a jump combo, you'd not only be moving slower, but you'd in fact be moving in the negative direction. Unless your opponent has never touched Minecraft before, you will immediately lose your jump combo at such a state. So don't use the S key in your jump combos. Summary and conclusion. You have now reached the end of this guide. If you wish to perform UHC Duels style jump combos yourself, remember that practice is essential. You'll want to especially get a feel for how your player's momentum can be manipulated in such ways, especially as such movement patterns are so uncommon that being able to do this is almost like a secret. Well, I guess by making this video, I've just revealed that secret. And I've just explained it all, down to the core of each component. To summarize the main concepts explained in this video, to get a jump combo, you must hit your opponent from at least 2.5 blocks away. Your first hit must be hit selected and must occur after your player is no longer moving forwards from the jump momentum. This has to be a sprint reset hit. Your second hit must not be a sprint reset hit, and you must be strafing as you deal this hit. This hit should occur just as you land on the ground. My friend Strafedius has always wondered, why does it look like the player falls so quickly when they jump combo someone? The answer is that they don't. It's merely an illusion that they fall faster than usual, but that isn't actually the case. Such an illusion occurs because in the UHC Duel style jump combo, you basically get both hits whilst landing. Recall that you never hit the player when you are traveling upwards, which once again is because doing so will knock them out of your range. Now, if there's anything you're confused on, I advise you to watch the relevant section of the video until you gain a better understanding of any particular concept or subtopic. If you have any questions with regard to anything I've covered in this video, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Likewise to my previous UHC Duels guide, I'm now going to feature a compilation of my progress in learning how to do these types of jump combos. I'll be presenting the clips in a chronological order in terms of date, with the initial clips being from the very beginning phase and the later clips coming from what I'm able to do more recently. Try to notice how my form gradually improves along with time. Unfortunately for my days, I had to figure out how to do these jump combos on my own. I didn't have anybody to teach me, and currently, other than the players Derek LA and Jase, I've not seen anybody else be able to effectively reiterate UHC Duel style jump combos. And that's why I've ultimately created this advanced guide for you guys to share the secret behind doing them. This is only possible after going through the self-learning process of extreme experimentation and intuition for over 9 months. I went through it the hard way so that you guys can learn it the easy way, provided this guide. Anyway, I hope this video helped you out in some way, and I hope you enjoyed the following edit. Happy UHC dueling, stay safe, be kind, and be great. Bye!
I got birdies in my band, oh church. I got birdies in my bando chirping. I'm MG4L for certain. I'm so paranoid, nigga, close the curtain. The feds tryna watch me in the again. I show the numbers, now she thinks she at a circuit. She my freak show, suckin' fuck me, slang surfing. See some bands, now she fucking me for certain. Remember I was broke, now I stay designer splurging. I used to rock Versace frames, but I switch it up. Proud of Burberry, now my persona $1,000,000. Remember those nights laying in that white, walking around with guns. The shit was hot and I won't lie, we was having some fun. Slide by, see the crowd start slapping and run. Being broken, a joke, you laughing at what? I got some investments to make, so I'm stacking it up. I'm getting into real estate, wanna know, you know what? They keep talking about the drugs that I'm popping. Bitches, you a doctor, if not, stop talking. When I step into the scene, bitches jocking. When you walking, you see them bitches like who brought them. It was me, they came out to see the topic. Now they doing drugs and you can fucking feel my dogs down. Purple potion had me moving slow motion. Down with the lean, that's a real demon potion. Had me do a hit, I don't remember, I don't know shit. We been floating, but the sidewalk of ocean. If you don't know this, little nigga, now you know this. 17, I left my school, I needed to get so fresh. Take these drugs, don't infuse my offer. Wherever I go, I'll probably be with speaker knockers. I smoke so much and I'm surprised I'm not a cougher. I smoke so much, my lungs are accustomed to the ganja. I swear to God, I fell in love with the commas. Love the 50s, cause I'm a blood, I still keep on lush. Bad bitches want me as their baby father. You ain't trapping me, fuck your condoms, I got my condoms. Unless that bitch is son like Rihanna.